We're just starting again today. This is our first episode for 2020. I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas and looking forward to an amazing new year. Welcome to BLP TV, Build, Launch, and Profit. I am your host, June Smith. Joining us today is AJ Jones. I am so excited to speak with her. Before I get into her and to introduce her to everyone, I want to just start by saying I am so excited to meet you today.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to BLP TV and to
pleasure.
talk to us. Welcome.
Thank you.
You know, let me get into it. Let her introduce herself, and then I'll talk to you guys and tell you how AJ and I have connected for the past 10 years, and today is the first time that we're meeting. Isn't that sad?
You know what? It's not sad. I think it's just the kind of the way that the world works,
Yes.
but we've made a point of staying connected.
And you're busy, and
Yes,
I'm
and
busy,
you're
but
busy.
we have always stayed
Stay
connected. And I'll tell you something about this lady, why I wanted her on our show, and why it's so important for us to speak with her today, is to show you how we can all work together. And let me just get her into the show first, and then I'll talk to you a little bit more about what I admire about her. So welcome, AJ, to BLP TV.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited for you to join us here today. Tell us a little bit about AJ, because I know there's so much that it's not going to fit into this show,
Right.
but we want to hear from you.
So I am the CEO and design director of my own company. It's called Pheline Design. I am a couturier. I design custom pieces for the plus size community, primarily plus size women. Although at some point I need to branch out into plus size men as well, because I've been getting a lot of slack for that. They told me that I'm sexist. So this year is going to be a year where I try to open that up. But I started my company, actually this is my 10th year. So this year, thank you. September will be my 10-year anniversary. Prior to that, I was doing plus size modeling. And I found that there was like a limited selection of really fun, funky, sexy, classy, jazzy, upbeat, styles for women who are plus size. So now I'm like a size 14, 16. Back then I was a size 10, 12, and that was considered plus size. Wow. So fast forward 10 years later, I'm still like a little bit on the smaller end of the spectrum, but even back then, the fashions that they had for plus size women, they were not appealing. And I used to sew, like I primarily sewed for myself. I sewed for a couple of clients, but more sort of in a private way. And a girlfriend of mine who did an expo, a plus size expo, I was modeling in the show, and she said to me, why don't you put together a small collection and present it? And I was like, no, I can't do that. And she's like, just like, maybe do 6 or 7 pieces, select some of the girls to model. You can model your stuff if you want. And just, put it out there. You never know what's going to happen. So this was back in like 2008. And so, I put my nerves aside and I created 12 pieces. And I put them in the expo, and the response was amazing. I was floored.
So tell us. So you started this 2008.
Yes.
But when did you recognize your passion for sewing? Because this had to come from an early age.
So I have a funny story. When I was 6 or 7, coming from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica, migrated here, and grew up in Canada. But the clothes that you bring from back home, and I had this shirt that had like little partridges all over it, and the pockets were falling off. And I remember, I hand sewed the pockets back on. I still have the shirt. I should have brought it. It's funny. But I've always liked sewing. I used to sew like little dresses for my dolls and stuff like that. When I was in high school, I used to make my own clothing because I had like a really quirky sense of style. So I would wear like skirts with like knee-high socks and bloomers under them. Weird, and nobody was doing that. It was kind of like a Laura Ingalls Little House on the Prairie kind of look. I was part of a dance group. I used to sew our costumes, and the crazy thing is I didn't have a sewing machine. I sewed everything by hand. Right. So this was probably like, I would say 13, 14. It was when I discovered like a real love for designing and creating, especially like with the costumes or any plays that I would be in at school. I would always make my own costumes or make costumes for some of the cast members. So yeah, that was, I won't date myself, but that was a long time ago.
But that's awesome.
A few decades ago.
That's awesome, because I find that a lot of people who are doing the things that they love and that they're passionate about is always something that they recognize since they were a child.
Yes.
And so they kind of, just grew into that and kind of just take that path and follow that passion.
Yes.
So since you were like 8 years old, because I know for me, doing my hair, every time I do my hair, and I would have people ask me, I love your hair, and I'm like, I did it myself. But I started doing my hair when I was 8 years old, you know, because my mom, you know, I had to.
Yeah, girl children, that's what you have to do.
So I had to do it because I was rude, so I had to do it myself.
Right.
So it's interesting that a lot of things that we're doing and that we're so passionate, because I can see the passion.
Yes.
Like you're talking and I could just hear the passion in your voice. So, you know, like I love what I do. So how did you come up with that name Pheline? Because I like your logo.
Oh, the sex kitten.
Yes.
So a lot of my inspiration, especially like with my gowns and the couture pieces, come from like the 50s and 60s. And it, you know, I might get in trouble for saying this, but I like that era because I feel like women really dressed like
Elegant,
women.
yes,
They dressed elegant.
yes.
Even if they were going to the grocery store, they put on a dress, a little bit of lipstick, they had their hair done.
Elegant.
Right, and I really like that. And so when I think about that era, I always think of like the bombshells and the sex kittens. And so I was like, how can I kind of put those two together for it to be representative of my company, of my brand, of my mindset, of myself being a plus size woman in the community that I represent. And so, you know, pink and black are like the two colors that I like the most. So
Yes.
I designed, this, she's fluffy, like she's full figured,
Yes.
she's got a very robust bottom
Yes.
part. She has eyelashes, she has like a cute collar, and then she's got like the devil's tail to let you know she's got like a little bit of sass
Yes,
to her.
so
Absolutely.
I love that you explained that,
Yeah.
because I always see your logo and I'm like, I love it, but I wanted to know from you today how you came up
Yes.
with that. And so, I mean, if you're coming from the 50s and love that
Yes.
era, yes.
Well, even when we
that's
look
what
at like the
represents.
boudoir shoots and, you know, just even like the way women wore lingerie and silk stockings and the suspenders, like it was
Yes.
just a different
look.
It was a
Yes.
different look and it was a different time, and women they were sexy but they weren't sexual. You could look at them and think like, oh my god, that's a
You know
good
what?
looking
That's the
woman.
key.
Yeah, they
Say
were
that
sexy.
again?
They were sexy,
Sexy,
but not sexual.
Very key. And
Yes.
that is key.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're missing.
Yes.
I think that's what we're missing in today's day and
Yes.
age, in the way that we're seeing our young people dress,
Yes.
because it's spelled
It's
sex.
a lot over the top.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's spelled sex. So we're going to take a short break,
Okay.
and we will be right back. Welcome back. So we're talking to AJ of Pheline Couture, and just an amazing woman, amazing. Let me just tell you a little bit about Ava and how we connected. Ava and I, you started in 2008, you
Yes.
said? I started Tash Cosmetics in 2008. And I will be talking to you guys a little bit more about my company. But I started in 2008 also.
Yes.
And I think in 2009, I was in a magazine, Panache Jamaica
Yes.
magazine. And God is such a God that has things in order that we don't even imagine yet. And in that magazine was my launch of my cosmetic company.
Yes.
And on the other side
Was my photo shoot.
was her. And I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, she lives in Canada, she's from Jamaica, she has a design, and I have a design.
It's
How
fortuitous.
you know, for us to be in the same magazine.
Yes.
And so I reached out to her,
Yes.
and we connected since.
Yes.
And she's just busy. Sometime when we're supposed to meet, she's strutting the
country.
runway.
Yeah.
She's out of the country doing shows all over the place. But we have always maintained a connection
Yes.
and always communicated. And let me tell you what I love about Ava. 2 years ago, we celebrated our 10-year anniversary, Tash Cosmetics. And I wanted a fashion show. I wanted to, you know, make the event so spectacular. And I, just like she talked about having her, you know, her designs in the 50s, because every piece that I looked at for Ava, it's all classy, it's all elegant, it spells couture. And so I wanted her to showcase that on our platform. And it's so sad that it snowed that week. It was like a freak. It was
freak storm.
Freak storm, ice storm.
Yeah.
It was an ice storm, which I've never seen that ever since I've been in Canada over 30 years. I've never seen that. But it was an ice storm, and
It shut
I was devastated. I didn't know what I was going to do. They couldn't cancel because nobody knew that there was going to be a freak ice storm, you know, that day. And Ava, I called her, I'm like, okay, nobody that I call is going to come. No, because I know for me, I would not come. And And I call Ava and she's like, June, I'm gonna come. I still wanna come. She was sick. Not only was it a snowstorm, but she was sick. She couldn't talk, but she was still adamant, like, I am coming. And I had to say to her, Ava, it's okay. You don't have to come. Up until that last minute, she still wanted to come to support. And let me tell you something. I wasn't let down that day. I was let down by, you know, some people that I thought would have attended but didn't. But I'm telling you, my performer, Linda, she came. Ava, the people that were supposed to perform at my event, they all were. I'm telling you, I don't know how to show my appreciation, because those are things that you hold so dear to your heart. And so I just want to say to you today, thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Thank you, because that shows the type of person that you are. And so when I thought about BLP TV and wanted people to see that it's not just about the glitz and the glamour and how they see you look, you know, very classy and elegant, that we have so much that we have to do, and that we have to come together as a community and work towards each other and to help each other. You know, and that's what it is. And so, you know, I salute you for that. And so I want to know a little bit about your personal life. Like, do you have children? And how do you do that balance? Because I know you travel a lot.
I do. I do have, well, they're not children. I have adults. I have big people. And I feel like I want to say their age, but then I feel like it's going to give away my age. So my son is 25, so I have a 26-year-old, a 25-year-old, and a soon-to-be 21-year-old.
So you have 3?
I have 3. Yeah, 2 boys and a girl.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But their father and we're not together anymore, but he was really key in helping to take care of them and allowing me space to run my company and allowing me space to grow. You know, after we had separated, I remember like one of the shows when I did in Jamaica, Caribbean Fashion Week, I was gone for a week and he came and stayed at the house with the kids and did, you know, the day-to-day duties, take them to school, make lunch, you know, baths and homework and all that kind of stuff. So he's been an amazing support, so I've never had any sort of issues that way. And, you know, with my young people, like I've always been very open in communicating with them, so they've always understood my passion and the importance of my business. And so, you know, when I had to leave, like there's tears and sadness, but they're like, Mom, I'm proud of you, have a great show. You know, and it always meant a lot, because I know sometimes it's difficult when your family doesn't support you, because I have members of my family, like to this day, still don't know what I do.
Oh, we know, everybody has that.
Right, you know what I mean? I've given like magazines to people that I've been in, videos that I've done, and they're like, so what is it that you do again?
Oh yeah.
You don't work in social services no more? I'm like, no. It hasn't, you know? So I'm thankful for the people that I do have in my life that support me, both like my immediate family and friends. So it's really important.
I know for me, with my children also, and their age is probably the same, because I have a 20, my youngest is going to be 24 this year, I have a 27, and I have an almost 30-year-old. So one of the things that I made sure is for them to know that I'm available. Yes. I am available. Absolutely. I'm here. And so whenever you're ready, I'll shut everything down, and they are always so supportive. Always. I had to, you know, I haven't been feeling well for the past 3 days, which I told you. And my son is there because everybody's in Jamaica still on their, you know, vacation and enjoying themselves. But my youngest has been there. And I called him the other night, and I felt so, I was talking to him about something, and I was very hard, you know, and talking to him like, you know, I thought as a mother. Yes. And he just turned to me and he just looked at me and he says, Mommy, 2020 is your year. And that really made me, like, you know, here you are.
It resonated.
Yes, I'm like, when he left the room, I'm like, you know, because I'm like, he didn't even argue. He just, it's like he just cemented it. Yes. How I was feeling and what I already know. Yes. You know, so it's important that with the people that we have in our life, we know that we can identify them. We know the ones that are there. We know that they're not just coming because they see that you've plateaued. Yes. And so they're running. We identify. We have quite a few of them like that, and so we'll keep them. Yeah. Just keep them that way. So you're doing your design as Pheline Couture. Yes. You have beautiful design. What sets you apart from the other designers that are out there? Because 10 years. Some people sink within 2 to 3 years, yes. And you're riding really high. Yes. So what is the season on that?
One of the things that I've never done, and I told myself that I would never do, is pay attention to what's trending and what's popular and what's fashionable. I trust my gut, I trust my creative energy. I always take into account the client group that I'm designing for, or if it's a fashion event, the client group that's going to be attending. But for some reason, through the grace of God, I'm always on point with the fabrics. I'm always on point with whatever trending colors are of the season.
Right.
I'm always on point with like the embellishments and all that without ever checking in. It's almost like, I don't know, like when I walk into a warehouse and there's fabric, it's like the fabric is talking
yeah,
to me.
yeah, just say, I'm here.
Right, and it's the craziest thing, right?
Yes.
So I will see, you know, a green fabric, and like if I touch it, I automatically see what the creation is supposed to be. And my process is really weird. I don't actually draw the design until after I've created the piece. Whereas most people draw the design first and then source the fabrics to make the piece. My mind works in reverse. I deconstruct everything. Yeah. It's really, and for me also, like I don't use patterns. I take precise measurements of a woman's body, and I don't think I've ever done maybe more than 2 fittings. So it's the initial consultation, fitting number 1, and then the piece is delivered. And if I have a client that I've worked with for 4, 5, 10 years, I have their measurements in the book. I don't even do the consultation. I just create the piece and maybe a couple of alterations if they've gained weight or lost weight, and that's it.
So how do you, do you do design privately, or do you design and does the runway and the shows? Like how do you?
Both.
So you
I do
both?
everything, yes.
Okay.
So I create, excuse me, I create collections for the different seasons. So I'll create a collection for spring, summer, and then I'll create a collection for fall, winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently I've actually gotten into doing a half swimsuit, half lingerie collection as well. And then I have individual clients who may see a piece and they'll say, you know, like I really like those pants, but can you make them a little bit shorter? Can you make them in a different fabric? Can they be done in a different color? One of my signature wrap dresses, one of my clients, Grace, she's a plus size woman. I believe she's like a size 20, 22. She wasn't comfortable with the spaghetti strap. She wanted a strap that went across the back so that she could wear, so that she could wear her bra, and then so that the straps were a little bit broader as well, so that she could crisscross her bra underneath it with clear straps. That was an easy do. So the design, the integrity of the design essentially stayed the same, but it was just some minor tweaks so that she felt comfortable. Because my goal is always for the woman who's wearing the piece to feel comfortable, to feel elegant, to feel beautiful. You know, when you walk into a room, people are like, wow, you look amazing. Where did you get that from? I've had clients where they've gone on vacation and they say people are coming to them and saying like, oh my God, I love your dress. Oh my God, I love your jumpsuit. Oh my God, I love your wrap pants. Where did you get them from? And because they're seeing like, you know, everybody's wearing like a Fashion Nova, or everyone's wearing something that's carbon copied.
Yes.
Then people gravitate towards that individual who's wearing something that doesn't look
different.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's always my goal, for you to look like the individual that you are.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that is the key. And I love when you say for your design or what is wearing, you don't follow the trend. And that is the thing for me too, which is what I tell people when they ask me about my beauty.
Yes.
And my cosmetic, I said, yes, there's a lot of top cosmetic companies out there, but I am so focused on what I'm doing.
Yes.
Because my goal and my desire is to change the whole thing. Is to go in there and stir things up. Because if you start doing the same thing like what everybody else is doing, then you just fall into that one big thing. And we don't want to just be a part and just look, you know, like everybody else. You want to change the game. So there's so much more that I want to talk to Ava about, but we're going to take a short break again and we'll be right back.
Thinking about wearing those fancy sandals but self-conscious about the look of your feet? Worried about the discoloration left on your toes after callus removal? Ladies, put your best foot forward with the incredible Corn Concealer. 3 gorgeous matte shades that give the coverage and look you need. No one will know you have a corn. The incredible Corn Concealer is waterproof and lasts up to 24 hours. Get terrific feet with the incredible Corn Concealer. Visit tajjcosmetics.com.
Welcome back. As you can see, we are standing because AJ is going to be showing us her beautiful design. Everything that she's wearing today, she created it. And I'll tell you, when I walked in and she took her coat off and I saw this, you know that I want one. So she's going to be talking to you about her design and her creation. Okay. Go ahead.
So these are my signature wrap pants. One of the really great things about this I found in designing is that as women, our bodies fluctuate when we're at that time of month. Sometimes we gain weight, we lose weight, we're bloated. One of the great things about the wrap pants is that they size up and size down a range of 4 to 6 sizes.
Wow.
So you don't have to worry about getting a new pair, and they wrap and tie at the front. And this is actually a body, look, it's a jumpsuit. It's not a blouse. So it's multi-purpose, right? So you can wear it if you're feeling risque. You can wear it as a romper by itself, or you can put the wrap pants.
Oh wow!
Over top.
That's so classy.
There, multi-function.
That is elegant. That is so classy.
And the pants can be worn with heels. You can wear them with slippers. You can wear them with flats. You can wear them with sneakers. They're multifunctional. You can put a blazer over top of it for like a complete office look.
That is gorgeous. So and the split is to the side. So if you want to take, oh wow! So if you want to take your picture, you can
show a little leg.
You can show a little leg.
But when you're standing still, it's also kind of neat because it looks like a skirt.
Yes.
And it's not till you move
you see that it's a pants. It's gorgeous. And I love the inside piece. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
It can be worn as a romper, and yeah, absolutely elegant. I love
it's
that.
It's a little risque in the back, otherwise I would show the whole thing, but you know.
So if someone wants this design, like
yes.
I'm not gonna do the romper thing because I'm not
yes,
I'll do the blouse part, but we're gonna be talking a little bit more if somebody wants to get this design here, how they can get it.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love that. So we're going to be sitting down. That's an amazing, introduction of your piece that you just showed us, AJ. I am so excited. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited to meet you and to finally see your design.
Yes.
I truly love that. And we're going to be talking to her later about how you guys can get these pieces, because I'm telling you, this is like 4 different pieces.
Yes.
Like you can wear it one way, you can wear it, with the bodies, the romper by itself, or you can wear the skirt, and just amazing.
And the romper's reversible. I didn't show the back, but it's got a V in the back, so if you wanted to wear it like out at night where you're showing a little bit more cleavage, you can actually flip the romper around so that you can wear it with a bit of a V in the front.
Awesome! That is awesome.
I try to make my pieces versatile because I feel like, especially as female consumers, we spend a lot of money on fashion. And I charge, a little bit more than the norm, but I also know that with my pieces, you're getting 3 to 6 looks depending on what it is that you're purchasing, and it's got longevity, it's got wearability, it's versatile. As I say, you can size up or size down. You don't have to worry about purchasing like, oh my god, like I dropped 40 pounds, I need to purchase another pair. You can still wear the same pair and it still looks as fabulous as when you were 40 pounds heavier.
We talked to Milan, I think her name is Melania from Malaya Indigo.
Yes.
And she had a fashion segment that she talked about fashion, and you can truly see the big change in fashion.
Yes.
Like everything is, already come out, it's not stitched properly.
Yes.
It's not, you drop it in the washing machine, it's gone. And there's such a difference when you spend your money. I mean, I've had pieces in my wardrobe that I've had for 30 years. And
because of the
it's
quality
just
of the
because of the quality
absolutely.
of it. And some of them we know, yes, you can throw them in the machine, but they're hand washed. And so we find that even some of these beautiful pieces that they're making, even if you hand wash them, you still see the material. And it's not even just the quality, the material, it's the stitching. Like there's no finish.
No, they just
finishing. It's just cut, and it's like a piece of meat. It's just cut and it's sold.
Yes.
So I don't mind spending my money, and I'm sure a lot of people that are into couture and that are into elegant looking dresses in what you are putting out there, is that they don't mind spending that money. Because what you just showed a while ago, this is like 5 different designs.
In one.
So if I feel like wearing, business, going to work today, and put this on and drop a scarf to the side, and tonight I want to show the next part of me, switch it around and show the V, that's another thing. So I think that people will really and truly appreciate what you're doing. So one of the things that I want to ask you is, where do you see Pheline in the next 5 years?
I've been wrestling in the last little while with mass producing. I've never wanted to be a line or brand that is mass produced. but I'm also recognizing that in order to stay on top, there are some pieces that I will need to replicate, not on a huge scale, but definitely not as a one-of-a-kind scale. What I've done in past is if I've designed a piece for, like if I designed a gown for you, and I posted it and another woman saw it and she's like, oh my God, I need to have one like that, I would respectfully say to you, June, I have another client that is interested in having a gown that's similar to yours designed for her. Will you have an issue with that? Most people say no, because the likelihood of you ever running into that person at an event is not likely. So the most I've ever designed of one piece is 4 pieces. So what I'm in the process of doing right now and what I'm going to continue for the next 5 years is to select 10 to 12 couture pieces that I can have mass produced on a smaller scale so that they're just ready to wear.
Because I was going to say to you, I mean, this is a big platform, like YouTube is a big platform, and I love your work. You know that I'm a lover of your work. What if somebody like Macy's or Bloomingdale or one of those big stores contact you and say, wow, I mean, if I was sitting behind these, you know, and watching to see, you know, good pieces out there, I would certainly contact you.
Yes.
And so are you ready if somebody called you and say, we need these pieces in our stores?
Yes.
Is that something that you would be able to do?
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
would you
everything's
want to do that?
Everything's negotiable. When I was in Virginia a few months ago, I went to visit some friends of mine, and as I was coming across the parking lot, I had another pair of these on, but they were pinstripe. Like a chocolate brown with like an orange pinstripe.
Wow.
And a woman stopped me in the parking lot and she's like, where did you get those pants? At first she was like, I thought it was a skirt, and she's like, I realized that they're wrap pants. And so I kind of showed her, you know, discreetly how they look and how they put on, and she gave me the information for a boutique in Virginia. And I contacted them and they're like, yeah, we would like to do business with you to have some pieces created specifically for the boutique that they would carry. So I wasn't as open to it, but as I'm growing and I'm a lot older now and a little bit more seasoned, I'm definitely open to the idea. So within the next year to 5 years, the goal is to have a line, like I would still have the couture pieces, but like a permanent line of ready to wear that is not super mass produced, but mass produced enough that it's easily accessible, where if Macy's said, hey, we need 20 pieces, that I would be able to do that, no problem. Yes.
Awesome. So one of the questions before we trickle things down, I always like to ask our guests this, because a lot of times, and this is why I created this show, I want people to be real and to talk about the ups and downs, talk about their business, and, you know, just share whatever it is that they want to share to, you know, to our audiences out there. And so one of the things that I love to ask our guests, because sometimes as entrepreneurs, as business owners, you know, we're just going, and there's some times when we just want to break. There's sometimes that we wish somebody would just ask us that question that we can just unload us,
yes.
You know, on them. So is there something that you've never been asked, a question that you've never been asked, but you would love to give the answer to?
Something that I've never been asked, but I'd love to give the answer to. Who's my most favorite person that I've ever designed for?
Nobody has ever asked you that?
No, not really.
Wow, well, give the answer.
It's actually a model. She's no longer with us. She passed away several years ago. Her name's Mia Amber, and she was like sunshine. She was just absolutely phenomenal. I met her back when I first decided to go headlong into just designing and give up modeling and not try to teeter-totter between the two. I met her in, I believe it was 2009 or 2010. And you know, like when somebody walks in and they just exude this energy that just makes you feel like, oh my God, like you're not. And I'm not like a fangirl. I don't go gaga over people, but I definitely had a fangirl moment with her. And she was just so humble and so sweet. And we had a conversation about my line, and I was telling her about like my apprehensions about having just started and not knowing where it was going to go. And she just looked at me and she's like, you're going to be amazing and you're going to go far. And she's like, you know, people are going to, you know, fall by the wayside and businesses are going to fall off. She's like, but just stay steadfast and stay true to what it is that you believe, and you will have the success and the longevity. She's like, you're not going to go anywhere. Your brand is different than anything I've ever seen.
Yes.
And she's like, just keep doing that. Just keep being you. Don't fall in line with, what other people say you should do.
Right.
Don't take creative advice from people who say, oh, you should try this.
Right.
Do what feels good to you, and that will stay true. Right, and stay true to yourself. Absolutely.
And how long ago did she pass away?
I believe it's been 6 or 7 years. Yeah, it's been a while.
You never get to that. That's
No.
So you kind of have that with you, where
Always.
I would love to. I would.
It's great. I still have her phone number in my phone, even though I know that it belongs. I never call it. I still have her phone number and I still have her email address. I don't use them, but it's just like part of a memory. And it's really interesting because the first gown that I designed that she ever wore, that couture gown, I have it on a mannequin in my basement, and I've never put it on another person, ever.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's
so
my
touching.
memory of her.
That is, you see, that's why I say, it's important to ask these questions.
Yes.
Say her name again.
Mia Amber.
Mia Amber.
Yes.
AJ would have loved to design for her. That is so touching. That is touching. So do you have anything coming up? Like, I know I have just approached
You just started.
2020. It's January 7th.
Yes. So I have a fashion event that I'm participating in March. I don't have all the details, but I can let you know in case you want to put it out. So I'm designing a a small collection for that. I'm in the process right now of negotiating to be in Curves Fashion Week, which is in North Carolina. That is in April. But outside of that, I'm focusing on having a gala event for my 10th year anniversary, which will be in September, and I'm going to present
All
a
your pieces.
super collection, like a completely
When
new.
is this?
It will be probably mid to late September, after I've officially passed the 10-year.
So you let us know, and
Absolutely.
we'll talk about
Yeah.
it on our show.
It's a dress-up event. Like, you can't come in your jeans pants. You can't come regular.
It's
regular.
classy.
Yeah,
It's
it's
couture.
going to be absolutely.
It's couture. It's AJ
Absolutely.
Couture.
Yes.
It's Pheline.
Yes.
It's Pheline.
Yes.
So everything about her, if you go on her website, you will see that beautiful Pheline, and she described it so eloquently earlier. So you guys can see what this exudes. Like, it speaks for itself, and that's a key thing, is to let your work speak for
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
So tell our watchers or viewers where they can find you on all your platforms, because I know that people are going to come after you.
Okay. So I am on Instagram at Pheline Couture. You can also find me on Facebook. There's a couple of, it's always Pheline. So if you Google Pheline on Facebook or on Instagram or on Twitter, you can find me on all three. My website is www.phelinedesigns, PHELINEDESIGNS.ca. My contact information is there, my phone number for the business, as well as my email address. Yeah.
And so if somebody called you today and they reach out to you and say,
Yes.
we would love to have that design that you're wearing today, would they be able to get it?
Absolutely. I mean, everything takes a couple of days to ship out or what
See?
have you, but that's
See?
absolutely not a problem.
See, absolutely love it. AJ,
Yes.
thank you so much for
Oh, thank you for
chatting
having
with
me.
us today. And don't make it the last time
No,
that we
absolutely
see
not.
you.
Come on, it's been 10 years
And
strong.
this- And you're having your event coming up,
Yes.
and so I'm expecting my invitation.
Absolutely.
I'll be there. Thank you so much for chatting with us today, talking to us about your business. It's such a pleasure meeting you. You're so amazing. Did you guys see the beautiful design just on her skin? Oh, her skin is so amazing. Beautiful skin. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to sit and chat with you again, and I can't wait to see all the amazing things that's in store for you that you're going to be doing. Thank you guys for watching. We will be here again next week, same time, same place.